It's time for not a science fiction Sunday, but a Shakespeare Sunday. This month, I've been replacing my Sunday videos with Shakespeare because it's Shakespeare September, also known as hashtag Shaketimber. I hope you've enjoyed it, but the month is pretty much over at this point, so we're not going to have a lot more of these. This is pretty much, I think, the last time that the Sunday science fiction videos will be taken over by Shakespeare. Today, I want to talk to you about Julius Caesar. And for those of you who thought I was going to talk about The Tempest today, don't worry. I'm talking about The Tempest tomorrow because I realized I could talk about it on Magical Monday because Monday is fantasy. So today, since I managed to get another Shakespearean play into my schedule, I want to talk about another one of my favorites, which is Julius Caesar. This play is one of Shakespeare's historical plays, though some people also view it as a tragedy because of what happens to Julius Caesar and what happens to a lot of the characters involved who are going to die along the way. And you should know that because you know your history, right? But you might not know how fun this play is. I highly recommend this play because I personally view myself as a bit of a philosopher, as someone who has studied rhetoric my whole life. And if you are looking for examples of great persuasion and to see how rhetoric really made a difference in history, you should read or watch this play because it's got characters who make great persuasive appeals, ethos, logos, and pathos. It's got the amazing, phenomenal speech from Antony. You see how the crowd has their emotions swayed back and forth, and you think about history and how masses of people could be persuaded by powerful rhetoricians, by powerful public speakers, and it may really shock you. But also, this play is known for having a lot of good lines in it. There toward the beginning of the play, you get that insult that if you ever really want to insult someone's intelligence and their wit, you can quote this from Julius Caesar from this play. "You blocks, you stones, you worse than senseless things." Oh, that would be such a harsh thing to say to someone. Not very nice at all. This is also the play that has the famous line, "Beware the Ides of March." Beware the Ides of March. And really, if you're superstitious, then every year on the Ides of March, which is the 15th of March, you may get worried because with the superstition, you may be afraid something bad is going to happen on March 15th. In fact, when I think back on it, this whole pandemic situation we found ourselves in the last year and a half, almost 2 years now, I remember it was the Ides of March when they told us for spring break that we were heading off to spring break and we weren't coming back, that school would be shut down for at least 9 weeks or so for the rest of the school year maybe. And then, that's when it really hit in the news right around spring break that year. So beware the Ides of March. You never know what's coming in the news and in politics. Back in the day with Julius Caesar, we've also got his famous line, "Et tu, Brute," where he says, "And you, Brutus, also you are also betraying me," as he was betrayed by all those politicians around him. It's really interesting the political theater that goes on in this play. I highly recommend it. Not only could it be entertaining for you, but you could also get a lot out of it, thinking about persuasion and rhetoric and all of that. My personal favorite film version is the old black and white one. It's got Marlon Brando playing as Antony. He does a great job. You can barely even hear his accent as Marlon Brando that he has just, in general for a lot of characters that he played in movies. He sounds different. He sounds more serious in that role. And they do a nice job, I think, also showing some of the Roman culture and the battles and everything that goes down. I wouldn't necessarily call it a minimalist play, but as an older film production, there's not a whole lot that's over the top for it. Well, I hope that I've said enough to pique your interest in one of my favorite Shakespearean plays, Julius Caesar. You can find some version of it online to view, I'm sure, or you can read it, or maybe listen to it, some sort of audio production. That's it for today's book talk. Every day is a good day for a Shakespeare September discussion or a book talk. Peace.